Hi everyone!
Hello!
Welcome back and happy Mother's Day! To those of you that are celebrating,
yes.
Not Mother's Day for everyone around the world, but in the UK it is. So we thought we would base our video today around that.
Yeah, it's actually quite nice because this is a perfect gifting season for perfume, and because perfume is so emotional and so personal and really linked to memories, it's a nice gift to give on Mother's Day to your mum.
Yeah.
So we thought that we would base our video today around a story in perfume between a mother and a daughter.
Yeah, and that's the brand of Goutal, and it's actually a nice one for us to pick as well because there have been some changes recently, which you might not have seen. The brand used to be called Unique Goutal, and it was founded by Anique back in 1980, and Anique was an amazing woman, wasn't she?
Well, she was actually the first, or one of the first women to actually set up her own niche perfumery brand back in the 80s, and she was quite a powerhouse of a passionate woman.
Yes.
And, I mean, very, very talented, very beautiful. I think she was a model, a pianist, various different things in her life before becoming a perfumer. And what was lovely about her brand, and what is still lovely about the Goutal brand, is that a lot of the fragrances that Anique made, and now that actually her daughter Camille makes, are based around emotion and stories and memories.
Yeah, they are. And when Anique passed away, she left her business in the hands of Camille, her daughter, to look after and to carry on through the generations, which Camille has done, which is so lovely. And the fragrance we wanted to show you more today is the fragrance of Petite Chérie. And
which we think means little darling.
Means little darling, yes. And it was actually a fragrance that Anique created for Camille when she was a girl. So it's perfect for Mother's Day.
It's quite a nice story, actually.
Yeah.
Sarah and I were chatting about it off camera because Camille tells us that as a sort of teenager, when her mum was making Petite Chérie, her mum would often try little different samples on her. She'd come home from school and Anique might say, try this is what I made for you. And of course, as a typical teenager back then, she probably wasn't interested. She was like, oh mum, I don't care.
But now she's very grateful that her mum did make this for her. And it was actually one of the last fragrances that the house launched before Anique passed away. She was really passionate to finish this project.
Yeah, I love the bottle. Let's just talk a moment about the rebranding, because this is a new style for the brand, although it keeps a lot of the brand codes. I think, as with many niche brands, when they repackage and redesign, it's about bringing the house up to date, totally valid, but also respecting the heritage and capitalising on the stories behind the codes. So you've got things like here, I mean, I don't know if you can see this, but you've got the idea of a beautiful design, which is the gadroons, which come through on the original glass bottles as well.
Yeah, and those were bottles that Anique sourced from, she was a big collector of antiques and, trinkets, and so she was really passionate about the shape of the bottle. And
it just makes it look very chic, very French.
It does.
Quite boutique-y. I like that very much, and yet quite stylised.
I like the metal as well. That, I don't know what it kind of looks a bit nickel to me. It's that kind of not quite silver, it's not a bright silver. It's got that, like a kind of vintage
antique feel. Yeah, definitely. And then you also have, as well as this bottle, which is the ladies' bottle, you will have in the range the mixed or the shared fragrance bottles as well, which is more kind of rectangular or square design.
Because if you know the brand, you'll know that a lot of their fragrances, not Petite Chérie, but things such as Eau d'Adrian, used to come in a women's bottle and a men's bottle. So you still will be able to get two bottles in some of the fragrances.
I also like the design of the box.
I love this hand drawing. It's really cute, it's just delicate and pretty, and it still has that storytelling feel that Anique was so passionate about.
Well, and of course it's got the ivy, and ivy, the design of ivy was very much linked with the house, and also this idea of almost like hand-drawn calligraphy style, because all of her original bottles that Anique did, she literally hand wrote the labels, and in the old style, if you remember, they used to hang on little tags, didn't they? This time we've got them emblazoned on
it's a bit more practical, isn't it?
Let's spray it.
Yeah, let's spray.
So I know this quite well.
Yeah, I do. So this is how Anique kind of saw her daughter smelling. It was the kind of smell she thought was good for a young girl.
Yeah.
And I always recommend this as like a starter fragrance for like if you're trying to buy a first fragrance for someone and you want something that's not so mainstream as most teenage girls would go for.
Yeah, no, I get that.
It's really nice.
Yeah. Because it's, I mean, there's nothing not to like about it, really.
So
it's just
pretty.
very easy and pretty, quite pear.
It's quite a sweet floral, isn't it?
Do you remember those pear drops?
Pear drop sweets.
The sugary boiled sweets. That's what it smells like on first spray.
But also, Anique's father had a sweet shop.
Yes,
so I always think that may be kind of linked in there a little bit. So yeah, and it is also predominantly, the floral is rose, because that was Anique's favourite flower, wasn't it?
I mean, there's roses in all of the Goutal fragrances that Anique made. And one of the things that I also can smell as you start to get this developing is a sort of sweet, soft vanilla note as well, just to give it that sort of well-rounded.
Yeah.
And the other thing is the grassy, fresh green note to give it some garden feel. So I remember there was a lady who actually came over to the UK a long time ago now and trained us, and she tells the story because she was a personal friend of Anique's, and she said that when Anique said to Camille, what do you like the smell of? She said, I like the smell of the garden. Because there was another fragrance called Eau de Camille.
There was,
remember?
which is discontinued, unfortunately.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that really smells green and grassy and honeysuckly and ivy, like a garden. So I suppose if Anique had already made that for Camille, she sort of took the basis of that maybe and
and I think I heard her say that her mum had wanted it to smell like, you know, the kind of fuzzy cheek of a little girl. So you know how babies particularly have that kind of like fuzzy skin.
Well, it does smell like
you're kind of pinching or kissing the little cheek of a girl, like all kind of soft and peach-like, and really cute.
It smells like, is this, I don't know if this is a good description, but it smells kind of nuzzly.
Yeah, it does.
Do you know what
like
I mean
a baby, really cute. So yeah, that is a perfect fragrance. I mean, I guess it's not a perfect. Is it a perfect fragrance to buy for your mother, or more? Is there Daughter's Day where
it's not a Daughter's Day? We should start one.
Yes, we should start one. Every day is Daughter's Day.
I guess that's right. I mean, one of the things that we wanted to showcase really was the story between Anique and Camille.
And those memories of smell, which are so lovely. So let us know if there's a fragrance that particularly reminds you of your mum or reminds you of your daughter, and that relationship that you have. And we hope you enjoy discovering the new branding of Goutal.
Yeah, because if you don't know the brand, it's just beautiful. It's worth going in and having a look on counter.
And it's just rolling out now, so you're going to start seeing it, and we'll try and show you some more fragrances. There are some new things coming as well, so stay tuned for those.
Thanks a lot.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye.